Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand, whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark.
Good morning and welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection, daily inventory, and a chance to take a breath. Hello, Maureen. Look at that sun coming out. It's spring. Spring has sprung. So, all excited about that. So, what are we doing again? Well, we're sipping coffee. Definitely a 2 cup of coffee day. So, sipping coffee, putting feet flat on the floor, relaxing shoulders. Oh man, I forgot about that part. Feet flat on the floor, the butt doing the kitty dance. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the neck. And just a chance, at least for one part of the day, to take 10 or 15 minutes out of our day to just connect with the universe, connect with whatever message happens to be out there. All that wonderful stuff. So, question is, what does the universe have for us today? Because I have nothing exciting going on this morning, so we might as well just jump right in. So, again, listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. Which always reminds us to take that breath. And hopefully everybody's got a light switch by this point, something that reminds them, whether it's lighting a candle or ringing a bell or just a group of pillows on the floor somewhere. Whatever action we take, it's like, oh yeah, I should take a breath. When we're walking out the front door. Ooh, interesting. So, let's do what we do. I am going to make 3 stacks, each one a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one is a different thought or idea, and if we believe in that multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path, because this stack will lead down one path, this stack is a whole different conversation, and this stack will go down a totally different path. So, the question is this morning, which path do we want to take? And I really feel drawn towards the middle one, which I like to think of as the heart of the situation. Okay, and I'm going to do our 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do our 3 and 1. And I'll flip each one over like it's the Pages OA book. And first one is, the Knight of Coins. So here we have a knight on this valiant steed. Well, actually, it's a plow horse. And knights are the element of fire and energy, so he's all about action and move. Well, no, he's just kind of standing still. So, knights are the element of fire. Knights are action. Knights are movement. In the Middle Ages, if you needed to get something done, you had to send somebody in a battle, you sent in your knights. But this one is kind of being really meticulous, and he's the Knight of Coins, and coins are the element of earth, and about being grounded in home, health, and finances, and all those things. So when we have the Knight of Coins, it can be a couple different things. It could be a chance that says, yes, I have things to get done, but I need to slow down, need to make notes, make sure the field is plowed, and all this wonderful stuff. But the problem with the Knight of coins is that knights do want to move. So sometimes maybe we're taking too much time to make sure everything's correct. So, but it all depends upon what he is staring at, which is the Ace of Cups. So aces are our seeds. Aces are renewal. After 10, 1 through 10 is the numerology. And after 10, we start back over at ace. Cups are emotions and feelings and spirituality. So it's almost like the knight has learned a lesson. And instead of just being that element of fire and running and all that wonderful stuff like that, it's almost like the lesson learned is that he's grounded himself, slowed down, and maybe realized that he needs to have more heart. He's having an epiphany of some type. Let's see what the next card is. Ooh, and it's the devil. So what is the devil? The devil is the harms that we do to ourselves or others. So the devil is generally things that we get not so much addicted to, but it's patterns that we have, things that we might want to slow down and stop, because the whole thing is that with the devil card, you can see here these chains, you turn it upside down and those chains would fall right off. So these are the things that maybe we want to change, but we struggle with it. Maybe it's things we know we should change, but we like them too much. So when we have a spread like this, we have the knight who should be all fire and energy, and he's slowed down. So he's focusing on this Ace of Cups. And maybe he's so focused on that he's not seeing what he's missing or what should be happening. But let's see what the advice card is. It's the conflict. So today, we have the Knight of Coins, we have the Ace of Cups, and we have the Devil card. And this is really a unique situation, because these cards are so different from each other. We have all three different elements here. We have the devil here. So I'm looking at this, and this is one of those times where I'm like, so where is this going? So I'm actually going to want to expand on this, because I am curious to see if there's more to this. So let's do this morning. So what is it that we need to focus on? What is the issue that's going on? And so when we lay out, for my spread, this is a spread that I came up with. And this is the issue card. This is subconscious and this is conscious. Because I want to get a clarification on what's going on here, because doing it this way now, we have the cup at the center, and that's our spirituality, that's our emotion, that's new beginnings. But what is this? What is it that we have this conflict? If this is the advice card, then here's the problem or issue. And it's about completion. So the problem is that moving forward, this is the last card in the tarot. This is the last major. This is the last card in the tarot. Now we have the two majors in here. And so if the world is the issue card, then it is about moving on. It's about transitioning. It's about starting over again. And sometimes we don't want to. Sometimes we're just enjoying where we are. We stand still. And by standing still can cause a conflict. If the advice card is the Five of Wands, wands are fire and energy, as I was saying, like the knight. And fives are always a challenge. And see how we have these people, they're confused. Each one thinks they're right. But let's look at subconscious, which is the Ace of Coins. And so again, now we can see that if this is subconscious, this is our thoughts. The page, did I say ace? The Page of Coins is, pages are there to learn. Pages are when we're younger. Page wants to learn to be a knight. A knight wants to learn to be a king. So here we have the knight. He's staring at this coin. Subconscious, he hasn't matured. It's about not moving on because we're thinking like the page would. This is subconscious. We're thinking like the page would instead of how a knight should. And again, it's all about being time to move on. So this is the environment. So when we see this many court cards can be us, can be somebody else, or part of a situation. Okay? So since this is our morning spread, this is like different aspects of our personality. So here, again, we can see the knight is standing still, just staring at this coin. And it's almost like thinking back to where we were. And now see how we have this transition where we can go in multiple different directions. And then we have the World here, which is a completion. And maybe there's something that we should move on from, but we're choosing not to. Because here's the World, here's our page, here's us thinking like a page, which is affecting us as a knight. Now if we look at the right hand side, and I love this spread, this is a spread that I came up with. Again, this is the issue card, which is the World, which is completion. In the environment, we have the Knight of Swords. When we have this many court cards, sometimes I like to think of it as different aspects of our personality. And this is an environment where we should be running. This is an environment that says we have to get things done. But since we're so focused on the coin, and the center of everything is that spiritual cup that's starting over again. The world, the movement, what happens when, instead of doing what we need to, moving on, charging, focusing on, instead of the fire and energy, we're focusing on maybe what we want, but not what we need. Which ultimately says, I'm going to indulge in the things that I want to indulge in, or I'm going to have whatever conflicts with work that I'm going to have. So for today, as we look at this, what is it where our thinking is holding us back? Because if this page right here was a king instead, or if this page right here was anything other than a page, we would be thinking on a different level. But instead, it's almost we're like fantasizing about, we wish more of the happiness that comes with the cups. We wish for this, we wish for that. But right now, we should actually be taking action. Right now, we should have movement. Right now, the Knight of Swords, swords are air, swords are thoughts, swords are ideas. In this environment, we should be moving. Because this is our environment, this is where we live. And because we're not we're not moving with this card, then we start to have the conflicts. So for today, where is it that we are just choosing to stand still when we should be fire? What is it that we want to just start over and just, we wish for that Ace of Cups. But if wishes were horses, and instead sometimes with the delay, we fall into our own traps. And the advice card is about putting down the wands and just seeing things the way they are. So today, where is it that we're standing still when we should have movement? Your very first deck is missing the World card. It haunts me. You know, sometimes I'm afraid to actually count my cards because I'm afraid that like some of my favorite decks might be missing a card. But that's the way the universe is. So, with that, I hope everybody has that amazing day. And if we're feeling stuck or desire to stay in one place and it's about feelings, because the world is pretty nutso right now, we just need to realize that that can lead to conflict and it can lead to shoulda, woulda, couldas when it's actually time to let things go and take action. So it's about letting things go and taking action today and avoiding all the conflict that goes with it. So, with that, I hope everybody has that amazing day today again. It's beautiful outside, at least here. I hope that even if it's raining and storming wherever you are, you find that little bit of sunshine somewhere. And with that, have the amazing day, and I will see everybody again tomorrow. Take care.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs.